Now the first card, and I'm using the tea leaf fortune cards for that, and the first card is the heartache over what you no longer have. So you are sitting and crying over things that have happened. You seem to be very, very heartbroken after a situation, and you may have had a lot of loss, and this is why you're crying over things. Now you've got the arrow card, which says you are on the right path regarding some aspect in your life. So you have to refocus, and you are on the right path. You are going down the right path. So things that have happened may have been very karmic, and maybe they needed to happen in order for you to be refocused and for you to be put back on track again. So even though things were lost, you take heart. This is getting you to a better place. Now you've got the flute card over here, so disappointment in a friend or a lover. So you have been let down, and this is probably why you have been crying quite a bit, because you may have had a loss of a relationship with a friend or a lover, and you don't have this relationship anymore, and this is something that you are very, very upset about. Now, but that relationship may not have been a good thing for you, and maybe further down the line something would have gone completely wrong, and it may have had much more dire consequences. So maybe it was best to cut it off now than having to experience something that was worse. So think of it in that way. See the positives of it. Now, in the past, you've got the desk card over here, so paying attention to work. So you have been very, very work-focused recently and going back to basics. So you may have been studying or learning. Maybe there's a lot of communication. You've got the quill card over here, and this is always about thinking and communication, and you've been very, very focused on that work. So it seems like to get over this loss that you've gone through, you are refocusing your energies back onto yourself and onto your work. You're on the money path for sure. The path of money is waiting for you to find it. So you are, working towards a brighter future, and you are working towards getting that finances coming in. The road is opening up for you. So that pathway to money is opening up for you. There are no more obstacles over there. And, as you put that effort into your work and you focus, you are on the right path, which is the money path with that arrow. So the arrow is saying that you need to set a goal, set an intention, and focus on that, and then you will find that pathway to money. And you've got the carriage card over here, so a journey, either physical or mental. So this is about maybe doing some work travel. So you might be doing some overseas travel, and it's probably to do with your work or something that allows you to accumulate money. So maybe a promotion coming in there for you, but it's going to involve a lot of travel. So some work trip or work journey coming up for you soon. But you're on the right path. If you put all this emotional drama aside and focus on your work, it looks like things are going to open up for you there. So at the bottom of the deck, you've got the 10 of Cups, the 7 of Cups, and the Sun card with the Ace of Swords. So with the Ace of Swords, it's about making new starts, new beginnings. It seems like you've had some kind of situation where there's been a problem with finances over there. You'd gone through a this is a temporary situation, living in a tent. So it looks like there may have been a loss of a home. You may have had to move out of an old home situation, and whatever you were going through, you've been going through a financial dire straits, really. So a very temporary situation, whatever it is that you're going through, you've had to watch the finances as well. So you can see this is a tent, and it's in the middle of the snow. So a very, very, a situation of lack and hardship, really, where money has been really, really tight. But things are about to change for you. So you've got the Sun coming in together with that Ace of the Ace of Swords with the Sun. Mixing the words up. So you've got the Ace of Swords coming in over there. So there's been a breakthrough. So all that situation happened for you. It seems like things starting to change. Your luck's turning over there, and there's been some kind of breakthrough. You've had to maybe abandon that whole situation and move on. There could have even been legal issues that you had to deal with, and it seems like there's been a victory in that. With the Sun card, it's things starting to look up. The energies are changing for something better. You're now faced with a lot of options with that 7 of Cups. So you're trying to make a decision about what to do. So you're feeling still very, very lonely, very, very isolated, but you've got a lot of options available for you. And there is a need for you to do that research to find out exactly where you want to go. You're thinking about, there's a lot of things running through your head. You're not quite sure what to do. So there's a kind of about confusion there. So all the things are changing, luck is changing, things are turning around. There is that need for you to let go of the old and move on for the new. Whoever you've been dealing with has not really come through for you. You've got all these 7 of Cups over there. Maybe they made promises to you and they couldn't fulfill them. And there is a need for you to cut ties with the past. So whatever emotional situation you were dealing with, all those people from the past, they were not there to support you. So you need to really cut your losses and move on and go for something else. So, breaking up, leaving behind an old situation and moving on. Maybe it was through these people that you ended up in such dire straits. So you need to cut your losses with them and move on. Now you've got the 5 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. So both of these are very, very difficult situations. Together with this 10 of Cups, it seems like there's a lot of emotional problems that that is going on around you. So people are confusing you. You're not quite sure what to do in the situation. There seems to be a lot of tears, a lot of crying that is going on as well here. And there's a very aggressive energy coming in over here. Whatever this is, people seem to be coming on. You've got the 5 of Wands going into the 10 of Wands, which is showing that, you're dealing with a lot of difficult people, a lot of problems. They may be stirring up a lot of issues there. There's a lot of fighting going on, a lot of competition, a lot of argument. And it's about time to just abandon it and move on because it's having its effect on you. Whatever, you're putting into that energy, you're not getting anything out of it. And it's a very upsetting energy to be in, and it's draining your energy. These people are like energy vampires, or the situation is almost like an energy vampire. It's sucking the life out of you, and you need to abandon it with that 10 of Wands. You need to put a rest to it and move on. Now, in the past, you've got the 3 of Cups over here, and you've got the Strength card. So there are issues that are going on the personal front over here. With that 3 of Cups, it's usually a very positive card. It's about celebration. But there might be 3 people that you are dealing with at the moment that are giving you a lot of grief, because you've got this 3 of Cups sitting next to this 5 of Wands together with the 10 of Wands. So whoever these people are, these 3 people that you're dealing with, they're causing a lot of stress for you, and they're using maybe a lot of emotional blackmail to get you to do things as well. And you are trying to hang in there. You've got the Strength card over there, so you're trying to persevere in the situation, but it seems like it's not working out. There isn't that need for you to just abandon it and move on. Maybe the more you give, the more they want, or they're expecting too much out of you. You are trying to move on. You might be dealing with a lot of deception and lies. Like I said, a lot of manipulation from these people around you. And it seems like it's, these 3 people using almost emotional blackmail to get their way with you. And maybe you do see that. You do know that they're trying to manipulate you. So whatever the situation is, it's not working out for you. It's not really in your best interest to remain within that situation. You need to take control of that situation, manifest yourself out of it. And if you do that, you've got the Ace of Cups. So there is a need for you to leave all of this, dare I say it, all this crap behind you and move forward with that Ace of Cups. Something brand new is coming in. You might need to make you might need to break with these people completely and move on, especially with that 10 of Cups. Cut the ties and move on, because it seems like the more you hang around with these people or in this situation, it's becoming detrimental to you and your health. There's the 4 of Wands over here. So, you will be able to overcome the situation. You might need to travel away from it. So this is moving on. The 4 of Wands is, you will meet new people that will be more supportive of you, people that are on the same page as you. And there's some travel coming in. There's some overseas travel coming in over here. So you might need to just, leave the situation completely, turn your back on it and move on. Because it's drawing a lot of energy from you, and you have to make a clean break from it. This might be even moving home, so finding a new home. If you have been in a temporary home situation, you will find a new home, and you will be able to set up shop there. You might even be working from home with that 4 of Wands, but you need to abandon all these people and start afresh somewhere else. There's a legal issue that has got to be dealt with as well. So, maybe once this legal situation gets sorted out, so whatever's been going on over here, there's the Justice card. Maybe you will make a clean break from them. There is that decision coming in. So you are facing some kind of legality or some kind of official situation that you're going to be dealing with. Once that comes in, balance will be restored and you'll be able to move on. You've got the Queen of Swords over here, so you definitely are waiting for that legal decision to come in. So you are being patient. You are not allowing them to walk all over you, but you are waiting for this legal issue to be sorted out first before you can make that break. And it looks like, you will be able to, once that decision is made, whatever this legal or official decision is made, it seems like, you're going to make a fresh start from it. So there's something that is going on. This could be a family situation that is going on over here, and you're waiting for some kind of a legal decision to be made. These, whatever's going on, there's still a lot of drama that is happening within that situation. But once that legal situation is made up, once the judgment is passed, you'll be able to make a fresh start. You've got the Five of Swords over here, the Three of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. So, there's a lot of legalities that you are facing at the moment. With the Five of Swords, whatever's going on is very, very unfair. They might be using a lot of harsh words. There might be a lot of manipulation, a lot of criticism as well. And people taking advantage of you with that Five of Swords. So you're going through a very, very difficult situation, and it all seems very, very unfair. And there's also this breakdown of communication with this Three of Swords. You can see, a lot of problems going on. This is usually the heartbreak card, but it's also this breakdown of communication. There's people butting heads, stalemate situations being reached over here, and not being able to talk to these people. They may have cut you out as well, and every time you speak to them, it's always about battle. It's about fight. So you're going through a very, very difficult situation at this moment over here, and you are crying a lot about it. You've got that Queen of Cups. This is energy of feeling very depressed, feeling very, very alone, very, very isolated. You can see she's in a pool of water there. It's almost like being in a pool of tears. So whatever they're doing, whatever they're saying is hitting you very, very hard. It's, they're going for the jugular, as they say. So, they're going straight for the heart. This, whatever words they're saying are very, very harsh. And, whatever's going on as far as, the situation, it seems very, very unfair. There's a lot of injustice that seems to be going on. But once this legal decision is, made, you can move on. You should move on and go and find a community of people that are more in keeping with your ideals of life. And it looks like you will be able to find that. You will find support, not necessarily from the people from the past, but a new set of friends coming in there for you. So there is a need for you to cut them out, exclude them from your life, because they are being very manipulative, and they're lying and cheating, and that is really, really nasty energy that is going down over here. So there is a need for you to make a clean break from them. So this is cards from the Wolf Pack, and the first card is healing. Healing from an old injury. Now is the time for mental, physical, and soul healing. Seek solitude, nurture yourself, rest, and let yourself heal. The process takes at least 5 months. Then once again, the doorways will open in your life. So you do need to take a bit of a retreat. Cut these people out from your life, exclude them, ghost them, really. Don't let them come near you. And you've got home. You may find that someone is pushing you to your limit, forcing you to become more protective of your home and family. For reasons of security, you might find it necessary to move yourself and your family to another location and follow your intuition. So you've got that Ace of Cups. This is also talking about a home move. So you might need to actually just physically get up and leave this situation. Go and find a new home and leave whatever is going on, because whatever is going on with these people, it's causing a lot of distress. And they're making, as they say, they're making you do things that you wouldn't ordinarily do. They are pushing you to your limit. You've got emotion over here, so you find that the situation is almost over your head. A change must happen for you to survive. Be true to your feelings and know that this too will end. Learn from experience and seek counseling. Now you've got two cards of feeling very emotionally overwhelmed. You can see this wolf is swimming through this water, and it's almost over his head. And this Queen of Cups is sitting in this water, and it's at her waist level. So you are in a situation that is very emotional. That's why I think it is possibly something that is family related, or some kind of issue that is going on that's on the emotional front rather than on a work situation. And you are feeling very, very emotionally upset, very, overwhelmed in the situation. You need to get out of it. So you need to make that clean break. And whatever is going on, it's forcing you, into a difficult situation, because they are coming at you all the time there with that You've got that 10 of Wands. It seems like problems coming at you all the time, and they're very aggressive with that 5 of Wands. So, and they are using emotional manipulation. Whatever they're doing, it's also criticism that they're using. They're trying to get the better of you. So you need to actually up sticks and leave from this situation. Now I'm going to draw some cards from Fairy Tarot, and the first card is Renewal. So this is the Judgment card. Review the past and the present so that you can plan a bright new future, understanding your life's purpose, and releasing judgments of yourself and others. So there is that Judgment card. There is karmic justice coming in. So don't be worried about that. They're going to get what is coming to them because with the Judgment card, there is that karmic justice element coming in over there. But also, it's a card for you to make a change. It's a card for you to take a new direction, follow a new pathway in life, and release the old and move forward on a new path. So you have all the information you need. Everything you need is at hand for you to make this change, and you need to follow a new path. You need to go do something that people didn't expect, and you are faced with at a crossroads. You're at a crossroads in your life right now. You need to make a decision to move on. You got the Prince of Spring over here, a challenge that you can successfully manage. Immediate action is required here. Now, this is the Knight of Wands. So you might actually need to move overseas or move away from the situation. Completely abandon it and go and start something somewhere else. You need to make decisions pretty quickly. So just, maybe just for your own peace of mind, you need to go and find a job and go and do something somewhere else. There is a need for you to move. There might be some overseas travel coming in there as well. That Ace of Cups also seems to show overseas travel. So there's water, there's the sea that's going and making a brand new start overseas. So you might need to do that. Even with this 4 of Wands, it's starting afresh somewhere else overseas, over land. You can see that's and going and settling down somewhere else. And this is decision time. So the crunch time is coming in for you over here. So a bright new future manifested through hard work and creativity. Partnering with someone who shares your dreams, great progress being made. So there's some kind of partnership coming in as well, some kind of good advice. And you can see they've got a boat over here as well. So this, it shows that you might need to actually leave this whole situation. It's not working out. If it's a family situation, it's just being very detrimental to your health. People are very, very aggressive. You might need to make a fresh start somewhere else away from the situation, just physically make a move and go and start afresh somewhere else, because you could if you look at it, even this wolf is swimming through water, so you might need to actually just physically move away. You've got that Queen of Cups also there with the water there, so you might need to go and start afresh somewhere else, and it might be crossing water in the sense of traveling overseas or going and starting afresh somewhere else. And that's just to get away from all this drama that's been going on over here, because there doesn't seem to be any resolution coming in the situation. The legal issue will be sorted out, but once that is sorted out, you are going to be free to go and make a fresh start somewhere else and set up home somewhere else.